Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all those good joints. Is Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. Y'all gonna have to bear with me for a quick second. I wasn't able to put my picture up there, but yeah, I'm running a little bit behind. So let's see here. I see y'all are running a little bit behind too, so it doesn't matter. All right, first things first. Let me get my sound up. Plug that in. Yeah, I'm being ghetto. I'm working right here. We're all in this together right here. All right, let me see. Display. See people logging in. Click that. Yeah, get the sun out my eyes. Somebody said they hear me fine. Good. All right, I got that. Bam. And let's get the sound going. Check one. Okay. And I think we might be in business. Yeah. Look at that new silverback gorilla design right there. Y'all like it. You know y'all like it. So that can be on a t-shirt near you. All you got to do is go ahead and check out Kevin's Corner store, and you can have a t-shirt that's real cool with that on it, just like me. All right, now, welcome to the show. Tonight is Friday, I believe. I'm waiting for a couple people to log in along with myself. I had a profile picture that I was going to put up there, but I hit a button somehow and it just decided to go. So, some time ago, you got to go. When you got to go, you just got to go. All right. So, with that being said, let me go through some formalities real quick. But first things first, since y'all hear me very clearly, let's go ahead and get busy. I used to look like that in my 30s. Yeah. Like a real gorilla. Just some jeans in the building. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So now, if this is your first time checking out the show, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms and stuff like that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure your notifications are turned on to all. You never know the shenanigans that might go on with YouTube. But I think that's about it for now. And if you want to support the channel, check out Kevin's Corner store, or you can just simply give to my super chat, the super chat, or my Cash App or my PayPal. I appreciate it. And so let's go ahead and get busy, because you know what I like doing? Winning. I like the Pittsburgh Steelers last night, who lost. But I like to win. That's right. I don't care what the game is. I don't care if it's jacks. There it is. I don't care if it's fling, flang, flu. I don't care if it's rocks, paper, scissors. I don't care what it is. I want to win. So I don't care if it's the paper football kicks. I don't care if you're playing knuckles. I don't care if you're playing pencils. I don't care. Any game I play, I want to win. Yeah. So with that being said, it looks like we're on the winning squad. See, and it's one thing to lose fairly and just be a sore loser. But when you know that you really won and you was cheated, then of course you're going to be mad. So when we lost in 2020, which, like I said, I use that very loosely. When Creepy was installed in 2020, yeah, it hurt. It hurt deep, because we know we really had the game. We know we won. So some refs stepped in, cheated, and yeah, it was a little tough to swallow. Oh man, now what is going on here? I'm starting to have some problems with this thing. Okay, all right. But anyway, with that being said, it was a tough pill to swallow. But now it looks like we're back on the winning squad again. So we might as well go ahead and enjoy it. Starting off with this, y'all. Yeah, we're winning in space. How you like this? Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Right, as much as possible, so you're kind of going like this.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Before it's so still, it's going like this. It's literally trying to use this. This entire
So you telling me we got Tony Starks on our squad? Do Mother Russia have somebody like that on their squad? No. Do China got somebody like that on their squad? And yet we got American politicians and the fake news over here wanting to hate on this guy. But nonetheless, he's on the winning squad now.
great. And then it's using these flaps to just control this position.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Try to achieve roughly
Smart stuff. That's smart stuff right there. Blast off! Woo! Look at that. Subdue. Yeah, man. All we do is win. Oh, man.
Chat right now coming in live. You got Musk there.
Now, right in the middle of winning, here comes the party poopers. Boom, boom. Here comes the losers, guys. Y'all ready to hear the losers come in and try to go ahead and hate? Now, here we are. We riding around in luxury. We got us a nice big mansion. And then they come in like, the car's all right and stuff, but it ain't, I would ride in it. That crib is cool and all, but shoot, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all that. Here comes the haters, y'all, coming in like penguins.
We got, I don't recognize everybody. There's President Trump, Senator Bill Hagerty of Tennessee, who is also thought to possibly have a position coming in the administration. Senator Ted Cruz on the left with the shades. They fashion themselves on social media as this legion of superheroes, this incoming administration.
Well, yeah, that's right. We got the real life Tony Starks right there. So here is fake crapper. And he's coming and talking about they fashion themselves like superheroes and stuff online. Well, really, it's the meme makers. It's the people who see them as superheroes that has been put together to save the darn country. So don't blame it on them. They're not sitting in there in a think tank like, you know what, we should go ahead and, pose ourselves to be superheroes. There's people out there that have seen the metamorphosis that have taken place in many of these folks is on his squad and their talents. And we've seen definitely Trump's superpower. And now they all done came together. They came together. So folks started coming up with creative ideas and they put them out there as if they are the conservative superheroes or, of course, the Avengers. And fake crapper wish they'd have came up with it. But they ain't got nobody on their squad. Who you gonna put together? Nasty Pelosi, Hawker Jeffries, Creepy Sleepy. That squad seems like it's raggedy, off grip. Obama. Oh, and then of course the cackler. That squad sucks. So they can't put together a squad right there. But look at our squad.
Tulsi Gabbard, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., et cetera, et cetera. I guess we're adding pictures and names. I know you're looking at me like you mean the Legion of Doom.
It's the Marvel Universe versus second-rate DC, but that's.
You see? It's always haters, man. It's always haters. Now you're going to try to compare us to DC. Now you think she knows something about that. Now she don't know nothing about that. Look at her. She going to even say it.
And if I understood what that meant, I would probably have a better opinion about it.
But don't even know. If I understand what that meant, I probably would have a better opinion. Well, if you don't know what it means, don't even make a comment. All you're doing is embarrassing yourself. You're just mad because you're not on a winning squad. I know it sucks. I'm telling you right now, man, I've been feeling great since we won. Great. And I tell you, I got folks, man, that say, hey, man, I already know. As soon as they see me, yeah, you know it's good when you don't even have to say nothing. You ain't got to gloat. Just your very presence. As soon as somebody see you, they're like, oh, what's up, man? I already know what you got to say. And you play like, what? I ain't say nothing, man. What? Yeah, you already know. Okay, I ain't got to say nothing. Okay, you wish you was on the winning squad. So now they're hating, talking about that, like DC and stuff.
Talk to me about Musk. Talk to me about Musk. What do you think about the role he's playing in this administration?
Listen, this is one of the most successful people that the world has ever known, and the ability to build businesses and think outside the box and be an entrepreneur. And
he could have just stayed in South Africa. He could have been in Mother Russia. He could have been in China, but he chose to be here in the United States. And not to mention, this dude chose to put his own money up to try to save a platform for freedom of speech. And you guys had him on y'all squad. Y'all could have had a Tony Starks. There you go. But nope, nah. Because of wokeness, y'all went ahead and kicked him off the squad. Drove him right over to the real squad now. So don't be hating. talking about he's one of the smartest men and this and that. And if it was up to them, they would try to destroy this man's business, all because of politics.
Voice that the president really values. But when you look at this totality, this kind of theme that they all think they're superheroes now, there's a little bit more swagger with the Republican Party now because they did win the White House, the House, and the Senate.
Sure.
You see it in sports now where people are scoring touchdowns and goals and winning matches and doing the Trump dance.
That's right. Every time I come into a room, I'm like this. Oh, God, why am I here amongst these peasants? Lower class citizens. That's right. I got the smug look. Oh, God, this is so beneath me. Yeah, when you talk through your teeth, I'm feeling good about it. I'm still having my gloat party right now. It's like celebrating your birthday for a whole month straight. Yeah, I'm gloating for a whole month straight. I'll come down off of it. I'll eventually become more humble about our victory. But right now, I'm enjoying the win. Oh, God. Must I deal with these liberals? All right, let's continue.
There are Republicans who are feeling pretty cool about themselves for the first time in a long time, but they should stop. The guys should all stop doing the dance unless they're athletes.
The dance is a little weird,
Haters. So wait a minute. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with the losers. Losers. Look at this. The fake news is losing. Check this out, y'all.
I feel like I have to talk about my own demise here, but that's kind of what it is. I mean, people
read your own obituary. That's what I want you to do, Abby. Read it. Read it for us.
Are not watching TV anymore.
Yeah.
Just okay.
No. Stop that. That people aren't watching TV anymore. No, they're not watching the fake news anymore. Okay? Fox numbers went up. You guys have tumbled.
Across the board, they're just not watching TV anymore. They are not really watching much of anything all the way through. People are seeing a little bit here, a little bit there.
Well, no, I won't say that. I won't say that, Abby. Because I do a live show every night. Most of the time between an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2. And usually my numbers stay the same, if not get better, towards the end. So I don't know what you're talking about. And if YouTube would get off my back like they did about a month and a half ago, whereas one time they let it go up to like 2,000 or 3,000 folks was watching me. If YouTube will go ahead and put my stuff out there, send out the notifications, you know what? I might be competing with CNN. I might be competing with y'all. So don't be talking about they're not watching things completely. No, they're not watching garbage. I don't know about you, but you got about 10 seconds before I'm turning the channel. Soon as something fake come out of your mouth, I'm like, oh. And if I am watching these networks or these clips, I don't watch them in the totality. No, I just watch them to destroy them or make fun of them, like I'm doing right now.
They're seeing viral clips, they're seeing 30-second videos, 90-second videos, and everything has been chopped and screwed in the media world.
Yeah.
And that's how we are increasingly consuming information.
Oh, boy. See, that's cope right there. That's cope. Now, watch the delusion. Y'all ready for some projection? Yeah, they haven't learned. See, so now here comes Abby. It's not her fault. It's not her fault because she chose to join the squad of fake news, propaganda, deep state, the mockingbird media. It's not her fault. See, it's guess whose fault?
And I think that is only going to increase. And yes, the Trump campaign understood that, but I think they also had a deeper bench of right-leaning tastemakers.
No. We had a deeper bench of common sense, patriotic Americans that ain't so woke that we can't joke. See, when you get so woke you can't joke, it's over. Then you can't cope, okay? Blowing smoke. You become the joke. So now, with that being said, we've created memes. We have content that is interesting, and folks can tell when you're genuine and when you're telling the truth. See, when you got a good product, folks will show up. Folks will watch it. Folks will purchase it. But your product sucks. Don't be talking about somebody that we're in the motorcycle business. I'm looking across the street, and there's a whole line around the corner with Suzukis and Hondas and all kind of stuff. We're selling these new tricycles. They do have a little engine on it, but check out this bell. Ring, ring, ring. Isn't that fancy? Isn't that fancy? Don't you want one right now? Well, I thought you sold motorcycles. Well, they are technically motorcycles. There's that thing on it where you go like when you was a kid with your Apollo 5 speed. and you'd buy that little attachment, put it on the handlebar, and you'd rev it, and it makes a motorcycle sound, but there's no engine. There's no engine. That's what they're selling. Tricycles with that, and a bell. Ring, ring, ring. And man, looking over there, I thought, you know what? The only reason they're going over there is because you got a sucky product. So let's continue, though, because she's going to blame it on the other store over there.
Go to the reach of conservative online media, podcasts, YouTube, all of that
Is what?
is massive. Facebook, it's massive.
And it would be bigger if it wasn't for the folks who own most of these platforms being woke, helping the Democrats. It would be bigger. Yeah, you guys would have been out of business. Dang on it. But here it is. Here comes the blame.
I think we can do as much as we can to always put factual information in the forefront.
What?
But we're not going to save us from the deluge of disinformation.
Oh, because you are the perpetrators of it. You can save yourself by telling the truth. Don't be talking about something. We're not going to save us. Okay, look, you're in the water and the floaty is right next to you. People are going, why are you yelling? Somebody help me, pull me out the water. You don't see that big floaty right there? You don't see the rope connected to it. All you got to do is grab it and pull yourself in, but you won't even do that. See, but yeah, she's talking about we can't save ourselves from that dis and misinformation. The reason they suck is because everybody knows they are the perpetrators of that dis and misinformation. And here she is once again, as the ship is going down, she's still projecting. She's still blaming it on somebody else, talking about this. And now it's crazy that the folks on the left are the ones that's always using these terms, dis and misinformation. They have to use those terms because their product sucks, their messaging sucks, their policies suck, their personalities suck, all of that. Only somebody who has a raggedy squad got to cheat. Yeah, they got to go ahead and stack the deck, fix the rules, change definitions, come up with ways to manipulate things. Yeah, can't get out there and just beat you one-on-one. Got to change the rules. Well, you know what? Now that we're boxing, there's some new rules need to come. You can't hit me in the eye because I had glaucoma. So now there's no eye punching, and so these folks who really can't win on their ideas have to come up with these clever terms and clever concepts like dis and misinformation. I don't give a darn about dis and misinformation because when you know the truth, when you are informed, you will compete with your ideas and the truth, but not them. See, they want to default and say, because you guys are exposing our lies, we're just going to label you exposing our lies as a lie. We're going to call that dis and misinformation. And then she has the nerve to invoke somebody's name.
Until we get people to take that next step and say, hey, I saw this from Megyn Kelly. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Let me take another look.
You better pump your brakes, kid. That woman's a national treasure. She done came a long way. Now she's on the front line. And here you are, that Megyn Kelly. I would love to see her and Megyn Kelly get into a debate. Boy, I would pay top dollar for that. Yeah, man, that'll be a fight. I'm sitting right in the front like Michael Jackson in Thriller, eating my popcorn. Hey, you like this? You like this, hon? Yeah. Because that's what it ended up being, a thriller. Yeah, it'd be a bloodbath. She would come out looking like that. After she gets whooped. So she got the nerve to come in talking about that, like Megyn. Now she's mad because Megyn Kelly left the lamestream media, went and started with these folks are getting beat by. And because she had a better attitude, better product, more informed, more based, all of these things, it works. Glenn Beck, people like that. Even Piers Morgan is doing well. I mean, he's sensible. So I wonder if people like Maggie, see the reason they're mad? Because see, she knows she can't take this raggedy product anywhere else and sell it. She knows if CNN cuts her loose, she's done. You can't start your own channel pushing fake news like that. See, the days of starting a channel from scratch pushing fake news is over. All of these cats right now that already got these big left-wing, extreme, liberal, progressive channels, they started back in the day when Trump derangement syndrome was in full effect. They've been in the game a long time. But now, yeah, that stuff has kind of died down. Folks out there dancing, young men and stuff like that. So right now, the market's saturated already. So these folks are in trouble, and I'm okay with it. I want to see them lose everything. I want to see them put the close sign on CNN. I want to see them put the for sale sign on MSNBC. Matter of fact, how about this? Just bringing a wrecking ball. It came in like a wrecking ball. Tear them suckers down, man. So let's continue.
Until people do that, I think we're going to have this problem.
Well, I'd like to.
Yeah. See, no, until y'all start telling the truth, y'all are going to have this problem. And you're not going to do that. See, it's too late to reverse course now. So the best y'all can do is run for your lives. Like Joe and Mika. They decided they're jumping off the Titanic. That this bad boy's going down. Don't worry, we're going down with you guys. We're just going to go downstairs real quick to grab some personal things so we can hold them as the ship sinks. We'll be right back. Hurry up, Mika. Sliding down the rope. Getting on that little canoe. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah. They see it coming. And look at these. Look at these idiots. They're next, I hope.
Do a little PSA that just because you saw it on one of these social media sites does not make it true. So circulating posts and then having people say, is that real? Like when you see something, you have to source it. You have to check and then check again. And it doesn't matter who sent it to you or who you're looking at and thinking, oh, this person's right. A lot of the time we've got AI, we've got a massive misinformation and disinformation campaign.
And I'm sure they're not talking about themselves, right? I'm sure, see, whenever you see the folks on the left talk about dis and misinformation campaign, whenever you see them say, all of this stuff that really lines up with censorship, they're never talking about either themselves or the party that they support. How arrogant are you to come out and always sling out the definition or term dis and misinformation, and yet you're the one who decides whether what that is? What is disinformation, dis and misinformation? We determine it. We got a market. We got a full-blown corner on dis and misinformation. There it is. We're the only ones that can sit back and look at it and say, now that's a lie. Oh, that's true. That's true. No, well, not that though. That's a lie. So, they're not equally distributing the dis and misinformation, term that they're throwing out there. No, it's not going both ways. You can tell by her attitude. She's referring to conservatives or Trump or, conservative networks. She surely is not talking about the bubbleheads that are sitting right next to her. So we're going to have to show her why they're failing.
It is the #1 near-term fear of the Global Economic Forum.
Which lets me know that it's ran by globalists and Marxists. Yeah, if they're afraid of it, that's good. Yeah, see, these folks are trying to control the whole world. So you're not selling me when you're talking about it's the #1 fear of them. I'm going, this is exactly why we need Trump. This is exactly why we need the conservative Avengers. Because if it was up to people like you, we would sell out to the globalists and what? We're going to go ahead and take our cues from the evil emperor. We're going to be up there talking about all hell, George Soros. Yes, I finally completed my evil diabolical scheme. We're supposed to go ahead and take our cues from him. He's the one, and all the rest of those globalists are going to tell us what's true and what's not. Yeah, just like they did with COVID. Just like that. So this woman is willing to go ahead and say, control my brain. I'm going to surrender my independent thought, my freedom of speech to these progressive ideologies and these progressive, folks and these globalists. That's what she's doing. So, yeah, she wants us to go ahead and take what they're saying, their opinion, to heart. It means nothing to me.
People want us divided, and they aren't just here in this country.
And you're one of them. It's the people you're referring to. Yeah, the global society. The Democrats who you support. I mean, they're the ones that use identity politics. What are you talking about? See, once again, projection or delusion.
There are foreign adversaries who are infiltrating our social media.
No, yeah, foreign adversaries right here on the homeland. Yeah, folks like you guys Nasty Pelosi, Barack Obama, Creepy Sleepy, all the new fake news networks, all of you guys, the deep state, those are the ones. Don't be blaming it on Pootie. So sick of that. Good grief. Pootie ain't got nothing on you people. She ain't got nothing on y'all. And we're going to hear from Donald Trump at the end of my show that drives it home. Because we're winning on every level.
Because it is prudent for us to stay that way. But so when you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
Yeah, but I think that that's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News.
Did you hear Toucan Sandos? The dumbest of them all. Yeah, unfortunately, she's still carrying the title of the dumbest one. So here she comes in, follow the nose. All right, so Sunny is just a little more eloquent. That's why, I'm not going to give her the dumbest. Sunny is the dummy, don't get me wrong. But she's the true dummy. And the reason I call Joy Behar the true dummy is because she's a believer. See, I think a lot of times Sunny is blowing smoke. She knows how to get a rise. She knows that this is her grift. But unfortunately, that simple-minded woman right there really believes this. In her mind, she's like, yeah, they're like us. The ABC, they give us these the little notes and stuff. So now, you see that face on Alex Jones right there? Like, can you believe she just said that?
But it's by everybody. Yeah, I mean, if we're wrong, we have, the legal note here. But we went from...
That note should be passed out every 5 or 6 seconds. And you talk about, if we're wrong, we have a legal note. They should, like they're dealing cards. They ain't on it. Like they're playing Uno. Man, go ahead, man. Here's a whole stack of legal notes. Just throw them out there. Here she is, viewless. yeah, the viewless is clueless.
Walter Cronkite, basically to this guy, Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons.
Oh.
I checked it.
He believes in dragons?
He believes in dragons.
Did you trickle source that?
Yes, I did. And he also thinks that dragons, like dinosaur type of animals.
Yeah.
Does he believe in the last dragon, Joy Behar? Come on, Leroy. I got something real for your butt in these hands. Catching bullets in his teeth? See, it's mumbo jumbo mess like that to give Kung Fu a bad name. Yeah. Are you talking about the last dragon? Or are you talking about Dragonfly Jones? That's right, silence, punk. So let's continue hearing about these dragons.
The earth when people did. So this is the type of really, really bad information that's going out there.
Well, you have some nerve.
Before we went to commercials, Sarah didn't get a chance to weigh in on the topic of what happened in Maine and AR-15s.
Yeah, I would love to see an assault weapons ban, like President Reagan.
I bet you would, you Marxist. Somebody said Puff the Magic Dragon. So she would love to see an assault weapons ban. She'd love to. Now here comes the dummy. Here comes the dummy with the big nose.
And I don't believe they're a sport or hunting instrument. It's like shooting fish in a bucket, but that's my take.
But also, if you shoot with an AR-15, let's say you shoot a deer, you can't eat it. Because you basically demolish
In addition to that.
Is that misinformation? Where is the legal note? Our AR-15s do not explode theirs. Please cease and desist with spreading those lies. We're not shooting rocket launchers. So there you go, guys. So next time you go out there talking about, I'm about to get me a nice dough, and you shoot it with your AR-15, watch it blow up. But hey, there it is. Where's the legal note?
Is about, and then having people say, is that real? Like, when you see something, you have to source it. You have to check and then check again.
Show me another example.
Okay, let me give you a story. There's a man in Connecticut that watched his neighbor have a home invasion and watched their whole family get killed. He built his own AR-15 because Connecticut won't let you buy them, but you can abide by rules that allow you to build them.
Now, notice when they had a real conservative and a black woman at that was on that show lighting their tails up. They got rid of her lickety split. I was loving her on this show. She was letting them have it, y'all. But then they brought in the other fake ones and stuff now, and they just go along with it and let Sonny bully them and stuff like that. But yeah, they had them, a wonderful conservative black woman And they got rid of her because she was doing things like this.
And then he has one in his house to protect his family because he never wants to see that happen again. He is a black man. It's odd. Most AR-15 owners are former military, 35 plus and married. So that's all I'm saying is that they're not these crazy people.
Here's the thing. Once black people get guns in this country, the gun laws will change. Trust me.
Oh, holy moly. You see this lady's face? You see that lady's face? Like, oh. Now somebody said, write my X account on the screen. I was trying to read that. Write your X account. Let's see. I think that was Don, actually. Write your X account on paper. The other is on the fritz. What? My X account is on the fritz? Yeah, I better go ahead and do that. I mean, you know what? I've never clicked on the link. I'm going to have to look into that. But anyway, thank you so much. I can't stop right now and do it, so I have to do it afterwards. All right, so now, somebody said, y'all be asking all kind of questions. Where did I get the chair? Ordered it offline. That's where I got it from. There you go. So now, here she goes, y'all. Here she goes again.
Triple check that one. Yeah.
But I think that's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News.
1 in 5 adults regularly get their news from influencers on social media. Good. The number is even higher among younger Americans, with almost 40% under the age of 30 getting their news from those sources.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Mika. Bye-bye, Joe. Kojak. You know what? I'm just going to say it. And if you don't agree, F you. F you. This is the best Joe Biden ever. He's Kojak.
According to the Pew Research Center, the social media site X remains the most widely accessed platform.
What? The same X that y'all swore up and down was going to crash soon as Elon Musk bought it? The same X that, y'all, he's ruining X, and look at this, and he's coming in, he's firing folks, and that, you know what, he's gonna ruin the platform. He's gonna ruin the platform. That X? You got to be kidding me. But all we do is win, win, win.
Followed by Instagram and YouTube.
I mean, that comes obviously for political news. And Mike, that's the challenge. You grew up in a newsroom like Gene grew up in a newsroom. I mean, that's a lot of challenge.
A
that's
fake
a challenge for a lot
too.
of mainstream media sources.
Look at those two fake people. Yeah, you see those two old birds right there? Those two pigeons sitting on a dang on line up there. Yeah, skinny owl. Yeah, with that perm, should have been gone a long time ago, man. He's hanging on to that perm, ain't he? Unbelievable. Let it go. Looks like another perm TKO.
Do they make themselves relevant again to here? 20% of adults who actually get influencers on social media.
Yeah, that means you're done, Joe. Yeah, that's why you guys jumped off the Titanic, got in a canoe and started swimming, rowing towards Mar-a-Lago. Come on, Mika, come on. Because Trump is Kojak. Let's get to Trump, he's Kojak. Yeah, that's why y'all went down there, to kiss the ring. So now let's check it out, because see, looks like the fake news is losing.
One of the big reasons he bought Twitter/X is because he wanted to make it his own platform, remake it in his own image. And I
see, here we go. Still with the propaganda. Now, what do you mean, young boy, when you say he wanted to make it in his own image? He wanted to make his own platform. Could it be that he just wants to make the platform fair and balanced for all Americans and people around the world who want to be able to share their thoughts, communicate with others without Big Brother looking over there, without people behind the scenes manipulating and doing backdoor deals and things like that? Could it be that? Because remember, all he did was watched how Twitter was being manipulated by the deep state, and it bothered him. He probably wouldn't have even purchased it if it wasn't for that. But you guys were pushing, censorship. Y'all was excited about it. Y'all loved it when, there was Jack Dorsey was running it. Y'all loved it. When the FBI was able to communicate with them and tell them to shut down stuff and get rid of the laptop story and shut that down. Y'all loved it then. Yeah, y'all were, telling us to shut our mouths. Y'all always whining about people are censoring you guys. But Elon, he didn't buy it to, glorify himself. He bought it to save freedom of speech. But here this guy is talking about making it in his own image.
I think this really gets at it. Look what happened. Party ID among those who regularly use X/Twitter for news. Back in 2022, 65% of those who regularly use Twitter/X for news were Democrats. Just 31% were Republicans. Look at where we are today. Just a completely different picture.
So you see what happens when you provide a platform for truth? People will gravitate towards truth. See that? Yeah, when it was completely ran by, globalists, pretty much, liberals, and folks was like, man, I ain't on it. As soon as I post something, it's going to get snatched down. Yeah, man. Here they go. I want to talk about these masks and all this information. They're saying we don't even need these and this and that. I post something and boom, I'm flagged. They're taking me down. I'm sitting there saying, now, you know what? It's kind of odd that virus came from China. And they're right next door to the lab and stuff like that. But they said it came out of a wet shop. That don't make no sense. Oh, what? I'm gone? I've been taken down? What? Things like that. Hey, did y'all hear about the Hunter Biden laptop? Why's my words going backwards? Why are they deleting? I'm typing them in, but they're deleting. What's going on with that? Logo my account. So yeah, they loved it back then. So Elon buys it, and look what happened. People said, man, I like being able to get in there and compete. See, competition. And look, it balanced itself out.
Now it's basically split between Democrats at 48%, Republicans at 47%. And what I should note, Mr. Berman, is this new overall makeup matches the overall electorate far better and more than that.
And see, that's the problem. They don't want that. The Democrats and the far radical left don't want balance. They don't want fair competition. They can't win like that. They're sorry. They got wet noodle arms. How they gonna get in the ring and box with those wet noodle arms? Yeah. Can't punch. No technique, nothing. So they needed to go ahead and stack the deck. But now that it's balanced, all they're doing is whining. And I hope several more of them leave. Because Joyless Reed, they all pretended they're leaving, y'all. That's the funny part. I'm leaving and stuff. Like a kid that claim they're going to run away, but they don't take no stuff. They just grab their backpack or something. I'm running away. And the parents like, okay, go ahead. And they watch them out the window. Yeah, they get out there and don't know where to go, sitting there with their backpack. Left all the real stuff back at the house and stuff, the toys and stuff, because they know they're coming back. But they just go up to the top of the street and look around a little bit. Stuff like that. And you're like, they'll be back. They'll be back because they didn't take anything. See, so all of them just swearing up and down, we're leaving. A lot of them didn't delete the account. They just kind of deactivated it so they can come back, you know what I'm saying, when times get tough. But so let's see here, because not only that, though, because remember, they've been out there talking about, well, Elon Musk, he ain't winning because guess what? He lost a lot of money with Twitter. He ran it into the ground. How can this guy be over Doge when he destroyed Twitter?
More than that, John, look at where Mr. Musk's net worth is today versus where it was just 2 months ago. He is the richest man in the world by far. 2 months ago, look at this. His net worth was $252 billion. Look at where we are today, $314 billion. He is by far the richest man ever to be on this planet. So yes, he's not as popular. Yes, Twitter/X perhaps is not as popular, but it's a much different platform, one that more represents Elon Musk's, let's say, political instincts, and he is now a far.
All we do is win. Yeah, hold on. Let me step back. Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. See, when you're winning, you got to take. Hold on, let me see here. There we go. Wait. There we go. Ola Mill shop. There you go. Yeah, man. So now he's making even more money. I wonder why they're not coming out talking about that. He ruined Twitter and this and that. Egg in face. But wait a minute. I do know some people who are losing, though. The Democrats. Check this out.
I tried to reach out to him, couldn't get through, and then we went back and forth. I called for this special session.
Gavin Newsom? Wait a minute. Gavin Newsom? He's reaching out to Trump? Hold on. He's the one that just said he's about to Trump-proof California. He's Trump-proofing it. He don't want Trump coming in there with the hammer and getting rid of his precious illegal immigrants.
He actually really likes you guy. I think half of this is an act.
You say you reach out to Trump?
Yeah. I didn't connect with him. Normally we get right through, but it's a different time, man. So we didn't have that problem in the past. But the White House is not set up. He's in the middle of a transition. I'm not complaining about anything. The last person I thought he'd pick up the phone was me.
Good. And it should be like that because you suck, nuisance. Why don't you go ahead and clean up that dookie map out there in California that Ron DeSantis exposed? My man couldn't do nothing but laugh. Well, Ron DeSantis, look at this map right here. See all these brown spots? They represent Dookie. Look at the whole map. It was covered. And you looked over at Gavin Newsom and he like, that's kind of funny. You mean to tell me you didn't anticipate him bringing out that Dookie map? Unbelievable. That's what you should be worried about instead of calling the White House. First thing I do, before I even take this call, did you clean up the Dookie? No? All right, well, call me back when you clean the Dookie up. Yeah, he can't get in touch with Trump because he's a loser. Look what else they losing on, y'all. They losing the culture war, losing on transgender issues. What? You mean tell me we're at a point now where we're in MAGA country now, where we ain't got to walk around going, excuse me, could you tell me what your pronouns are before I address you? I don't want to misgender you. We ain't got to do that no more. You're telling me we can just straight up say this is ridiculous? Let's see. Because some of the Democrats are still trying to fight. They think this is a winning strategy.
Speaker Mike Johnson announced a new rule on Capitol Hill. If transgender men and women are going to use single-sex bathrooms or locker rooms, they must use the one that is reserved for, as he said, their biological sex. CBS's Scott McFarland reports from the Hill.
U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson today took aim at Democrat Sarah McBride, the first ever transgender member elected to Congress. With his decision to bar transgender people from using those Capitol complex bathrooms that do not align with their sex assigned at birth.
But we have single-sex facilities for a reason.
McBride today said she didn't come to Washington to fight about bathrooms. South Carolina.
Yeah, and you know why? Because she knows that's a losing fight at this point. Now, I don't think McBride would have said that if this was 3 years ago, 2 years ago even. And she'd have been, you know what, that's it. This is gender, this is transgender, the phobia. And every single Democrat would have came out in solidarity, probably took a knee, wrapped himself in the LGBT flag, all of that stuff. Came in the flaming hot with all kind of bright colors and stuff with progressive music. They would have went ahead and went all the way in. But now all of a sudden, guys, it looks like they're like, should we take on this? Because we just got our butts beat. And it looks like the majority of Americans ain't feeling this. Are we getting trapped? Are we getting double trapped right about now? Are the Republicans now got us on the run? And that's good. When it comes down to these culture wars, we need to get them on the run. See, they just took a shellacking. Many of them have admitted that it's because of their woke ideology and their woke policies. And now you give us a gift. Yeah. So now this issue with the bathrooms, who's willing to die on this hill? On the Capitol? Yeah. Who's up there on the Capitol Hill willing to die on this hill? That's the real question. So now you bring it up now when it is not popular. When the Democrats are trying to distance themselves from the whole transgender, ideology and stuff like that. But now you bring it up because you got them on the run, see? Yeah. Don't let them just run off and be like, yeah, y'all better run. Nope. Everybody charge. Keep them on the run, see? There you go. You got to chase them to destroy them. So you get them in a position to have to come back out and admit that we're still woke. So either you're going to go ahead and admit to reality, and science, or you're going to go ahead and continue to play this game of delusion, of ignorance. I don't know what the men could be, whatever you want to play that game? You see what it earns you? Yeah, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Like that shellacking that took place, and now this is MAGA country. See, now it's MAGA country. So this person comes in, and of course, Nancy May, base May, decide I'm going to be proactive and make sure that I'm not in the bathroom taking a tinkle. And actually, I look over and there's a tallywhacker, swinging around in the bathroom. See, so let's see how this all played out and see how they tiptoe around this.
Carolina Republican Nancy Mace has led the charge to bar McBride from women's rooms here and does not acknowledge McBride is a woman.
And I can't believe I'm asking you this, but I'm going to. What bathrooms will you use when you're in the Capitol?
The bathrooms that I've used in the state.
Don't know what happened. Yeah, it timed out and then it was like in the stream and I was just disconnected. Who knows? All right, now let's go back to this person right here talking about what bathrooms they're going to use and stuff like that. Here we go.
Just when I'm going out to dinner here in Wilmington.
Let's go back a little.
I'm going to. What bathrooms will you use when you're in the Capitol?
The bathrooms that I've used in the state Senate, the bathrooms that I use when I'm going out to dinner here in Wilmington, I'll continue to use the bathrooms that I've used for the last decade plus.
And that's the ladies' room.
Speaker Johnson.
Now, see, I know I might get judged for this, but I don't care. See, the whole issue, and this is one of the biggest arguments, or should I say, this is one of the biggest weapons that I've used when it comes down to liberals who support the Democrat Party, which is simply reality. Okay? When you're dealing with someone who has a belief that defies reality, biology, you have to conclude that something's not right. This person isn't making proper assessments. They're not seeing reality properly. They're distorting it somehow. So that means there's a disconnect somewhere in the mind, which also would make me think that they might not be able to make rational decisions about other things that's based in reality as well. So now, when it comes down to the whole transgender issue, like I said, we've always had people in our society that chose to dress like the opposite sex. We've even had people who chose to get surgeries back in the day. They were called transvestites. They would go and they'd have a procedure done. But what they weren't doing is breaking the wall of reality and saying, I am a woman, just based off me believing that I'm a woman. And I am going to, just destroy all kind of biology, reality, and all of that. So now, if you're able to make that decision, then my next question is, what other decisions are you able to, mess up? I'm going, if you can't get that one right, I question any other decision. Your whole identity revolves around that. That's a major decision and a major concept in these people's lives. And my question becomes, what about all the other stuff Americans have to deal with? Now, if this person was saying, look, I know that I'm a man. I like living like a woman. I like dressing like a woman. I don't agree, but at least I understand they're able to recognize basic truth, basic reality. But when you can't do that, I got some concerns about all the rest of your choices. That's the biggest problem when it comes down to people who are in these positions where I'm saying, you can't get the basic right. I got a concern. So when I would talk to liberal voters, when I would talk to Democrat voters, my litmus test was always, would you believe a leader who didn't know or couldn't tell you the difference between a man and a woman? If you can't get that right, then I can't believe anything else you're saying. At this point, I'm going, dude, I can go down to the romper room, grab a 2 or 3 year old and say, what is that? That's a man. What's that? A woman? I could put them both next to each other and say, show me, point to the man and versus the woman. And a 2-year-old can do it. Probably some 1-year-olds. But when you get adults or politicians who are either pretending that they don't know the difference, going along with this idea, or really believe it, which is even worse, I'd rather you just be somebody who is just saying, man, you know what? We just decided to cast our lot with the woke folk. We've decided to go ahead and push this crap, even though we know this is ridiculous and crazy. Because you know the rational ones, you know the ones that really know it's crazy because they're distancing themselves from it. If you was about it, if you really believed it, you would be going hard in the paint right now. But when you saw that, we weren't able to shove this down the throat of society and make them embrace it, now all of a sudden, they're becoming more common sense. Now all of a sudden, many of them are starting to go, hey, there is a difference between men and women. I don't know what had happened to us for a couple of years. We just lost our mind. So that's the biggest problem I have. I'm going to do, just be like, yo, I'm a man. I understand this might make some folks uncomfortable. I'm going to go ahead and go to the gender neutral bathroom, I guess. But to full blown say I am a woman and I'm going to go ahead and shove my junk right in the face of all the real women is a problem. It's a problem. But this person got enough common sense to realize this is a losing battle. So it's like, you know what? I ain't going to even pick this fight because he knows that he will put his whole party in a bad position. The position that got them destroyed a couple weeks ago. So let's see how the Republicans have these Democrats on the run.
Has argued there are unisex bathrooms on the Capitol campus. Democrats blasted Johnson's decision.
What we should be doing is getting things done for the American people. Instead, we're worried about, who's using what toilet, and that's pretty ridiculous.
No, it's not, because it lost y'all the election. It was very impacting on y'all. So you talk about some, this is ridiculous. First of all, the new Congress haven't even started yet. It's always when they are on the run, then they want to, start getting stuff done for the American people. As they, have ridiculous investigations and hearings and all that stuff and recess. But then when they're on the run, it's like, this is ridiculous. This is nonsense. We should be focused on what's important for the American people. So now he don't want to really deal with it. He's just saying this is silliness. This is Republicans just playing the identity politics and the culture war thing.
An association of LGBTQ congressional staffers issued a statement calling the new rule a direct affront to trans people.
Oh, no.
Sarah McBride becomes the newest member of Congress from Delaware.
Not that. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace is introducing a measure to require members and other congressional staffers to use the bathroom corresponding to their genders at birth. Why now? Why after 236 years of Congress getting by without legislating who goes where? Because Delaware just elected Sarah McBride, who will be the country's first transgender member of Congress.
You want to know why now? Why now? That Congress been doing this for 200? He just answered the question. Yeah, for 200 and some years. Men have known we go in the male's bathroom. Women have known we go in the female's bathroom. And he's talking about why now? It's because Democrats have gone crazy. It's because of folks like you who are trying to pretend that now y'all want to make a big deal of it, like, oh, what's a man, what's woman? Yeah, if you could go back those 200 and some years and you meet the folks who were in Congress then and you say, you know what, 200 and some years from now, there's going to be a debate with bathroom women and men should be allowed to go in, because there's going to be a time where men think they could just be a woman and vice versa. Yeah. Well, wait a minute. There's no, did they lose their tallywhacker? Did someone cut it off? No. So you're telling me there's no accident or anything like that? Nope. They just say that they're women. Well, then they're crazy, right? Yeah, they're pretty much. See, so now here this guy is talking about why now? Trying to downplay it, make it look like it's silly, nonsensical. And I'm thinking, yeah, why now? See, for all those years, we've been knowing the difference. But why now? Why now do we have to even address this? This is how crazy things have gotten. So this dude shouldn't have tried to be sarcastic, because he really proved my point. Yeah, the reason we're doing this now is because folks have lost their minds.
So a member of Congress is targeting one person, her future colleague, with legislation. Trans issues are a thorny one for voters. I get it. It's not an easy thing for everyone to absorb. But we've also learned that making people fear the unknown or the unfamiliar works.
See? Once again, that is one of the tactics. It's a phobia. Making them fear. See, look at the terms they use. This, misinformation, fear, stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, no, wait a minute. A phobia is an irrational fear of something. I don't fear transgenders. I don't fear gay folks. I don't fear anybody. I don't even fear racists. I don't fear any of the phobias and all of the stuff they try to label and throw that on. I don't fear any of that stuff. I just want to make sure that you guys don't try to put people in a position to compromise their reality and their common sense. The reality. See, so as long as you're not shoving that down everybody else's throats, do whatever you want to do, man. If you want to be crazy, if you want to walk around with a trunk and you talking about I'm an elephant, have at it, man. You can go to Vegas and see all kind of crazy stuff. I'm not going to sit back out. This person shouldn't be out here dressed like a bumblebee and this and that. He's not a bumblebee. He's not a bumblebee. This is ridiculous. I don't give a darn. But when you start saying that, you know what, I'm actually a bumblebee And you know, you can be a bumblebee too. In fact, we're going to come into the schools and teach the kids, y'all could be whatever you want, even if it's not real. I got a problem with that. If you start making me address you as Mr. Bumblebee, and I'm going, is that your name? No, I am a bumblebee. So call me Bumblebee, because I'm a bumblebee. I'm going, I can't do that, man. Yeah, you're a human being pretending to be a bumblebee or believing you're a bumblebee, but you're not a bumblebee. Sting me if that's the case. Yeah, so you can put yourself out of misery. Dang on it. But no, here this guy is trying to, you know, go ahead and say, you know what, this is this crazy. She's just targeting people. No, she's just saying, let's make sure things don't get crazy, because we know the left. The left, if you give them a little bit of rope, they will hang everybody.
Trans bathroom bills were once about protecting kids in school bathrooms from predators. But Sarah McBride has never been accused of such behavior. The same can't be said for some of Nancy Mace's colleagues, including one who's been under an ethics investigation, but still may end up as Attorney General.
Now, see, it ain't got nothing to do with people being accused of doing stuff and this and that. It has something to do with being comfortable. I told y'all, over the summer, I went to Niagara Falls and up there, and I was on the side, the U.S. side. And they had this weird bathroom setup, man. I mean, I'm standing in line, I'm seeing men and women come in and one thing, and men and women coming out that side. I'm like, how's it set up in there? I'm like, how is it that men and women are both going in and they're coming out the same side? Are they all just peeing out in the open? What's going on in there? I was concerned. And it messed up my whole psyche. I'm sitting there going, okay, do I let the women go first? Because there are women behind me. Should I be like, no, you go. I didn't even know what to expect. I thought I was going into a fun house, a spooky house. I'm sitting there like, where the bathrooms at in there? I just see people coming out, and I got in there, and yeah, it was, you know, the washing spot was all one big long thing, and people come out of the stalls. They had all these little stalls, and people would go in. Now I'm thinking to myself, men behave differently when it's all men. What if you got to take a dookie? I mean, one of the bad ones where you can barely make it. You get to the toilet and you're like, oh, you can't do that with women around. They'd all be like, oh my God, you can't be there burping, farting, stuff like that, picking your nose. You can't be doing man stuff in there. You're too conscious of women. You're like, oh shoot, did they hear that? Okay. Yeah, you trying to go ahead and ease out the air because you're concerned. Yeah, you coming out of the thing and women standing there washing their hands like, ugh, was that you? I don't know. We're like, no, it was a dude next to me. We're all messed up. I come out of there feeling real funny, man. Like, oh, there's women all around me. They're coming out. What if they got a fart? I'd be like, she was cute until I heard that. Did she just fart like that? Oh, dude, I was about to holler at her, but nope. See, so it messed everything up, man. I'm sitting there going, good grief. And they wouldn't even, the stalls were still closed off, but it was just man space. In my mind, I'm thinking, men bathrooms operate differently than women bathrooms. That's why women don't like using men bathrooms. I'm sorry, the women's bathroom is down. You want to go in the men's? Oh, no, I'll hold it. Riding in the car with the legs crossed for the next 50 miles like I am not using a man's bathroom. So, and we go in y'all's bathrooms like, wow, this smells like roses and cinnamon and, oh, it's clean. Look at that. There's no urine on the floor. Oh, this is great. It's great. Don't have to wrap the toilet seat with paper. It's great.
Everyone, I told you I wasn't going to stop with Capitol Hill. I'm filing another bill tonight that would ban biological men from women's spaces on all federal property all across the country. This fight starts here. It starts now. Men are not allowed in women's spaces, period. Full stop, end of story.
Nancy got him on the run, y'all. She know all we do is win. There was a time when they thought they had us on the run. And that is why you got all these folks out there talking about, yeah, you know what, you can't address me like that. You better call me and I want to see the manager. And what do you see when you see me? Yeah, they thought they had us on the run because they emboldened these people until they was like, what? We lost the election? Well, wait a minute. You mean tell me people don't like transgender neutrality and stuff? They don't like us telling their kids that they can be. They don't like us with sanctuary cities for transgender kids. They don't like little boys and girls sports. You mean tell me they don't like that? You gotta be kidding me. So wait, maybe we need to go ahead and pump the brakes. And while they're pumping the brakes, Nancy Mace stepped on the gas. She's like, oh, I'm coming after y'all. I want to stump this out of existence. And that's what needs to happen. These crazy ideas, these things need to be stumped out of existence. We need to get back to the point where anybody suggesting these things feel the heat of being an outcast. You sitting there like, man, I can't sit back and say this. Everybody in the room will look at me like, what the heck? What is wrong with you? So like I said, man, I will at least give respect to people who are based in reality. Just say, man, look, man, you know, the same thing. I mean, there's gay folks out there. I know, like Dave Rubin, he's gay. You know, but when I see people doing things where I'm going, dude, just be gay. Why you gotta be, honey child, girl, you hoe, you better, and I'm going, just, you can't just be gay guy. You gotta go ahead and prove to whom? Yourself or everybody else that, what, you're a woman / I don't know. Yeah, like the lesbians, they gotta get the fades and their pants sagging and walking around like gorillas and stuff, more manly than men. I'm like, do you see us walking around like this? I'm going, you're trying too hard, just be a lesbian. Yeah, if you are a person who want to live like a guy, just say I want to live like a guy, but don't say I'm a guy. I cannot accept that. Once you compromise that, so you'll believe anything. So now Nancy Mace is like, I'm gonna go ahead and get him on the run.
Here she goes. Here's Congresswoman Mace.
He thinks he's about to get her. He's about to get her.
Can I ask you a question as you walk here? So
she's looking for trouble. See, when you got him on the run, when you know you're winning, you're like, oh, here comes a victim. You like it. You like, come on. I like it like this. So here he is. You see him go? There she is right there. Come on. Let's get her. Yeah, see that guy? Running right up, right into a right hook.
the question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from using... 100% yes. My question is...
Oh, I love it. Oh, base Mace. And then she added an extra weapon to her repertoire, y'all. So she also embraces, her femininity. She says she's a feminist. See, so now she's in a protected category too. So now she's using identity politics against them. She's reversing it. She's hitting them with the old jujitsu. Like, yeah, you think you pushing me? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and use all of that to slam you on your back. So she's like, oh, I've been waiting for you. Notice she didn't run from the camera. She wasn't like Kamala Harris with the earphones in. Yeah, you are in for a fight. When somebody turned to you like, yeah, come on. You're like, uh-oh. Shoot, I thought they was going to kind of run or something. But she turned like, yeah, come on.
Go far enough. I'll be filing more bills. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no.
Hell to the no. You see Base Mace right now going off in his face? Because you know why? We're winners. And you're a loser. Heck, you ain't never done nothing right. Huh? Yeah. Except push woke ideology. Huh. That's it. That is it. So now she got them on the run. Yeah. When you are confident that you got the people behind you, when you sitting back going, yo, we just knocked it out the park. Folks have spoken. The Democrats is trying to act like, what? That wasn't us. We didn't believe that and stuff like that. Well, let's see. Let's see what y'all believe. Let's bring it up again and get y'all on record. Whether you're going to go ahead and continue with the wokeness or you're going to sell out the transgender community. So here she is. Back in the day, you couldn't say that. You couldn't stop and address this guy. This guy would be able to shame you. Weaker Republicans would have been like, I didn't mean that. I don't want any trouble. The transgender community is all. But here she is. She's like, yeah, I said it.
I'm not going to stand for it. And the speaker said it would be in the House rules package. If it's not, I'll be ready with a motion, a privileged motion
to
force a vote on this. It's not okay. I'm a survivor of rape. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse. And I'm not going to allow any man in any female private spaces.
Now, Speaker.
End of story.
But Speaker. So now Hawker Jeffries got to come out and try to go ahead and, defend the transgender. And Congress goes round and round, without coming across too woke, though. See, you don't want to go too woke because y'all already went broke. So Hawker Jeffries got to come out now and try to spin this and make Nancy Mace look like she's being a distraction and this is offensive.
That this incoming small House Republican conference majority is beginning to transition to the new Congress by bullying a member of Congress.
Bullying. There you go. Yeah, let's use those terms. Bullying a member of Congress. This is very simple. In fact, the member of Congress just said, I don't want no trouble. You know, I'm not even going to put you guys in a position to get shellacked. You know, so whatever they pass, I'll just go ahead and use the bathroom. Problem solved. Problem solved. But, you know, this guy, he has to try to capitulate and, you know, virtue signal to their woke folk, or else it'll be a problem.
This is what we're doing.
What Nancy Mace and what Speaker Johnson are doing are endangering all women and girls.
Oh, we got us a live one. We got somebody who's willing. Now, this is the same woman who took her pronouns down the other day, quietly in the middle of the night. Oh, yeah. All right, I don't think anybody's up. You know, I'm going to go ahead and snatch my pronouns down and be like, oh, they down? They gone? Oh, shoot, what happened? You know what? That's crazy, man. It must be a glitch. Must be a glitch. Well, I'm not going to go ahead and take the time to put them back up. Well, you know, it's only like what? Her and she. Well, that's too much to type. Well, I'll type it for you. No, I don't want you to go through any trouble. Let's just leave it there. Alexandria Cortex. So now, here she is. She's getting out there. Bubble one. Thank you. She was more like a doo-doo queen on a doo-doo screen. Pay no mind, but what do you mean? She's a congresswoman. She's LC. She's bubblehead number one. Without a doubt, she's just dumb. So now here she is.
Because if you ask them, what is your plan on how to enforce this? They won't come up with an answer. And what it inevitably results in are women and girls who are primed for assault because people are going to want to check their private parts in suspecting who is trans and who is cis.
Now here we go. Over the top. Now you're setting them up. Is there always? You're putting people in danger, putting people's lives in danger. You're setting them up. People are just going to start snatching them. Come here, you. You look a little masculine. Pull your pants down. What? Pull them down. Darn it. Do you ever work here? No. I was just walking the street and I saw you come out. You look masculine. I want you to pull your pants down. So now, here she is trying to say there's going to be victims and people are going to be snatching folks' pants down. I think by now, we got a good indicator through watching the community, the trans community, act a fool of what, you know. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some trans folks out there that done perfected looking very, very, very feminine and vice versa. But most of the time, you'll catch something. You'll catch an Adam's apple the size of my fist or something. A rock jaw. The deep voice. That's right. I'm a man. Or a woman, rather. I'm a woman. You'll catch something. You know, but in this particular case, we all know the sex of the person. Okay, now unless y'all have a plethora of transgenders walking around in Congress, right there, you kind of know. It's one thing to be ignorant, but it's another one to say, I absolutely know, and I'm just going to look the other way. So here she is trying to go ahead with the hyperbole and say it's going to be putting people's lives in danger and stuff.
Who's doing what? And so the idea that Nancy Mace wants little girls and women to drop trow in front of who? An investigator?
See, here we go. Little girls and women. If they're little girls and they're women, they won't have to drop their trousers. Are you saying that these little girls would be really little boys, AOC? Are they transgenders? See the hyperbole here? No, it's not even hyperbole. It's stupidity. Not hyperbole. The stupidity. She's still in. I can't believe they voted her in again. I just can't believe it, man. Unbelievable. They keep voting this child in. And she's one of the little girls. Little girls? It's crazy.
Who would that be? In order, because she wants to suspect and point fingers at who she thinks is trans is disgusting. It is disgusting. And frankly, all it does is allow these Republicans to go around and bully any woman who isn't wearing a skirt because they think she might not look woman enough.
Yeah. So that means I should be like, hey, AOC, get over here. All right, now, you have an apple stem or not? All right. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you look woman enough. You see how stupid this is? They can't just, these are the arguments that if you click on the TV and you see an average person watching this right here, and you average guys watching her defend this, he would be going, see, I can't vote for no Democrats. They wonder why this was a losing issue. Yeah, yeah. Let all of the folks in the Midwest click on AOC talking about something about that disgusting. And little girls, and you're putting little girls in danger. Not putting them in danger by allowing bathrooms, and I'm not talking about in this particular case, but across the U.S. Not putting real little girls in danger or real women in danger by allowing biological men to go into their bathrooms. Not that. She ain't worried about that. Because we do have on record cases where folks have abused women or girls in the bathroom and they were men. We got cases of that. What we don't have is a case of a biological woman who thinks she's a man going up in a man's bathroom and abusing him. Now, I wonder why. I wonder why you don't see cases like that. I guess there's no difference between them though, right? And wonder why we don't see cases of biological women who think they're men jumping in basketball with men. Let me get out on a football field now that I'm a man. Somehow that just makes me strong. Let me go and get in a boxing ring with men. Yeah, now that some deep down in their mind still lets them know, oh, don't you do that. Because I don't care how much you sit back and talk about, I'm a man. Deep down inside, they know, nah. Reality check will hit me in the face, literally. But get in there with a man. It's kind of like folks who, they talk about, I'm crazy, but yet still got enough sense not to do certain things. Man, you don't know that. I'm crazy. I'm going, okay, go over there and eat out that garbage can. Man, I ain't eating out that garbage can. Then you're not crazy. Yeah, see, that right there proves that you still know the difference between sanity and insane. Yeah, if I see you going over there eating garbage, I'm going, that person's crazy. They for real crazy. But yet these women who transition to men, somehow they're going, man, I ain't getting in that ring with that dude. Man, shoot. Oh, so now you know. Now the reality hits you. You're not really a man. Yeah. Now, wait. Didn't you run track when you was a female? You mean tell me you don't want to transition into be a man and get over there with the guys? No? What? No, that's crazy. So now, here she is. This is why the Democrats lost, and this is where they wanted to get them to. They want them to come out and try to defend this nonsense when we know we're winning and we got them on the run.
People have a right to express themselves, to dress how they want,
Nobody's saying
to be
that.
who they are.
They ain't got nothing to do with that.
If a woman doesn't look woman enough to a Republican, they want to be able to inspect her genitals to use a bathroom. It's disgusting. And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue.
Nobody said nothing about inspecting anybody's genitals. You see the hyperbole, all of that stuff. I mean, there are many men out there that are very effeminate looking or acting. But at the end of the day, if they're a man, they go in men's bathrooms and vice versa. Okay. But here she is trying to pretend like it's just based on eyeballing it. All right. That guy looks a little feminine over there. I don't know. I better check. See, are you really a man or a woman? It's not like that. See, they always go to the extreme to try to scare people and try to make Republicans look like they're irrational, they're angry, they're judgmental and all of this stuff. How about they're rational, they have common sense, and they just want simple norms to remain. Like men go to men's bathrooms and women go to women's bathrooms.
Should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds.
Of all kinds? Like the real ones that got to go in bathrooms where men are and allowed in? Well, what's the breaking point? Well, how do you, AOC, since you're talking about checking genitals, how do you prevent grown men, straight grown men who might want to be a peeping Tom? How do you prevent that? Are you going to check his genitals? Yeah. See, so I can just roll up in a woman's bathroom looking just like this. Sir, where are you doing? I'm going into the bathroom. You can't go in there. You're a man. What are you talking about? I'm a woman. I just got a lot of hair on my face and a bald head, broad shoulders. But out of the way, you. I'm going in to see what's going on in this woman's bathroom. Aren't you trying? It looks like you're just trying to get a view, a look. That's ridiculous. And don't think about checking my genitals either, okay? Yeah, then you're putting me in danger. As you go in there and put everybody else in danger, making them feel uncomfortable. So that woman right there didn't pass the test. Yeah, she's walking right into the trap of Nancy Mace.
and everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
I spent a lot of time looking at every single data point that I could find on this topic. Okay. The overwhelming vast majority of the American people say that they believe you should use the restroom of your biological sex. If you were born a male, you should use the restroom with men.
All we do is win, win, win. So you telling me reality wins out again? Yeah, man. Reality is undefeated, man. So a lot of folks, man, try to escape it, but at the end of the day, it'll wake you up, man. Right now, I tell you, as you get older, you know what's one of the craziest realities that start to become more clear? Time. When I was a young boy, you're not even concerned with time. You're sitting back like, man, I'm only 15. I got my whole life ahead of me. It's forever. It's forever. I'm gonna be around forever. And then you start getting up to a certain age and you start thinking about death all of a sudden. You're like, man, shoot, 50 years went past like that. I got less days ahead of me than I do. And behind me, I used to sit back and laugh at my dad when he was my age. Like, you how old? What? Now you start thinking about time. You're like, man, you mean tell me I'm not gonna really live forever? In my head when I was 17, I thought that. Reality. Yeah, you wake up, your feet tingling. You sit there like, man, why's my feet numb? What's going on here? In my head, I'm still 20, but my feet is letting me know, nah, man, I'm gonna have to wake you up. It's reality, brother. In my mind, I can still jump up and slam a basketball. Next thing you know, just this. What the heck? Why am I not leaving the ground? In your head, you think you can do it, but the body will bring you back into reality. So it appears that most Americans are still based in reality. So now, what are the Dems going to do about it?
And vice versa for women. And so I think Republicans are in sync with where most of the American people are on this issue. And we saw that play out very well in this recent election.
Thank you. Most Americans are very, stubborn on this issue. They're like, nope, we're not going to be supporting that nonsense. But here's the person right here. Here's Sarah McBride.
Let's be clear. The party that was focused on culture wars, the party that was focused on trans people, was the Republican Party.
See, now there you go. Once again, this is the fault. This is where they go wrong. So the people who brought this war to our shore, okay, now all of a sudden we respond to it, and we're the ones that are, focusing on the culture wars and stuff. Did we invent this concept? Did conservatives come up with the concept of transgender? Huh? Are we pushing it? Are people in our party running around calling everybody transphobes who don't embrace this? Are we grandstanding in Congress talking about we should let these men play in women's sports and we don't know what women and men are? Are we doing that? Are we the ones that are saying that the kids should be able to be taught this in school? And you know what? Transgender affirming care for kids is okay and they all deserve. Are we the ones doing that? Like Joe Biden got up to talking about that 9-year-old. If a 9-year-old wants to live life like a girl, he should be able to. And this and that. Are we doing that? What we're doing is blocking it, but you're trying to say that we're the ones that's using the culture wars. No, we're responding to this. We would prefer to mind our business. Yeah, but one day I woke up and y'all were talking about 9-month abortions. One day I woke up and y'all were in the schools talking about the transgender, the bus goes round and round. Yeah. One day I woke up and I see kids at drag queen shows. One day I woke up and I'm seeing folks going, what is this material you're reading to the kids? They're like in kindergarten and I didn't do this. I didn't make this mess up. One day I woke up and I turn on the internet and I see people, you know what? You better call me ma'am. I'm not a ma'am. You understand? I'm not a sir. I'm a ma'am. And I'm going, something's going on. Where'd this come from? This is crazy. And politicians are supporting it? Oh, no, heck no. We didn't do this, but now all of a sudden it's us. It's us, right?
It was Donald Trump.
Oh, it's Donald.
It was the $100 million, $200 million that they spent on television ads. But I want to be clear. I do not believe, from what I've seen in Delaware, that voters in my state were responding to those attacks. Delaware is in the Philadelphia media market, so we were seeing those ads that Donald Trump clearly prioritized.
Now you see that hand? See, I might be able to tell by the hand and the extended face right there. Yeah. You see that? I want to be clear. All right, I want to be clear that Donald Trump, the face is that long. But yet, we're supposed to be like, well, I guess that's a female. I don't know. See, when it's obvious, it's a problem. It's a problem, man. But, and at the same time, should anybody be attacking this woman? No. Should anybody be picking on this woman or being disrespectful, don't want to talk to this person? Keep calling her a woman, man. But, should you be in Congress? Like, no, nobody's saying that. But that also don't mean you could be in the same bathroom. There's some boundaries there, man. And you got to respect those. Notice that gay guys usually don't try to hit on a obvious straight guy. Okay? And they know that could be a death sentence. See, they're sitting back. If this person ain't gave me no sign or indication that he might be, it's a full-blown risk for you to go, hey, how you doing? I seen you from over there. What made you think that I would be? Now, does that mean that the straight guy can't have a conversation with a gay guy? But there's boundaries. There's boundaries. See, so same thing with this. If I met this person, I'd be like, hey, how you doing? This and this and this and that. But when I go, I got to run to the bathroom. Me too. And you start coming with me, I'm going, whoa. That's where things become a little tricky. So this person is trying to, talk about that. Yeah, well, here it is. The Republicans are doing this, and they're bringing up culture wars and stuff.
And focus in with regard to the culture wars. Congresswoman, America is facing a lot of challenges right now. There are wars overseas. They're
going to try to get her. They trying to get base Mace, y'all. They're like, yeah, somebody go out and do a hit piece. Let's test the waters of wokeness. Let's see if we can still go ahead and fight back, or should we just remain on the run? And look what base Mace do.
Just talking earlier in our program about Ukraine and Russia, there's an immigration system that needs fixing. I know you've talked about that. Everyday people are struggling to buy a house, pay for groceries, and especially in your neck of South Carolina in the Palmetto State, I saw yesterday that Boeing is laying off several hundred employees at the beginning of the year. I'm sure that's going to impact some of your constituents. Why do you think your constituents want you to focus on this bathroom resolution and not their jobs that were just potentially lost at Boeing?
You see the games? See, once again, you send out the clowns. Now, right now, the Democrats are saying, hey, media, would you do our dirty work for us? Because, see, we don't want to be on record saying this. See, so we got to still try to protect our precious woke folk that we created and emboldened. We got to protect them. But we can't come out and do this, so we need y'all to do it. So once again, Nancy Mace, now first of all, I'm sure her state is probably all like, yeah, darn right. I'm glad she's bringing it up, okay? Because I don't want to be somebody who feels uncomfortable in this situation. But now this woman's trying to make it seem like that's all she is focused on. That's it. And now they want to get to policies. Now they want to talk about the people.
Do you really think that women in Congress can't walk and chew gum at the same time? Like, you're going to insult me and say that.
Congresswoman, I
can't work on multiple issues.
I did not say that.
You know,
I did not say, but we already know you're trying to do a hit piece. Now she's getting it. Now base Mace is all over her. Base Mace is all in her face. So now she's like, but the Congresswoman, wait a minute, they made me do it. They told me to go out and say this, and then what happened?
Your social media, and I did not see anything about Boeing. Have you put out a statement about Boeing?
I have filed almost 100 bills since I became a member of Congress. Women can do more than one thing at once. I'm going to protect women.
Of course we can.
I'm going to protect jobs. I'm going to call out Republicans and Democrats alike when they do stupid things. Like spend more than we can afford. Both Republicans and Democrats are the reason that inflation is so high today. I'm not going to be insulted by your left-wing talking points.
Oh, my goodness. Base Mace in your face. Wow. See, this is how you get them. You call out their motive. You expose them. You're like, I already know what you're up to. I know what you're doing. See, yeah. And who sent you? Who sent you? Did the Democrats send you? Huh? Yeah. Did they tell you, look, we lost because of these crazy ideas and policies, and now base Mace got us on the run? So could you go ahead and try to trip her up a little bit? And she ain't having it.
Congresswoman, I am giving you the chance to address the Boeing.
It's the Boeing. It was the Boeing. That's what the whole piece was about, right? It was about the Boeing, but yet for some reason this fake woman opens up talking about transgender bills being passed. But somehow now it's all about Boeing. That's the only reason. It's the only reason I brought up that. Well, if it was about Boeing, why even bring up the transgender issue? See, so now she's getting exposed. Her motive is exposed, and now she's like, "Uh-oh, this did not work out the way I thought."
Layoffs here. Have you posted anything about that? Have you made any comments about that publicly? What are you going to do for your constituents about that? I looked on your social media. I did not see anything regarding the Boeing layoffs, and I'm sure that's going to impact people in the Palmetto State in South Carolina.
You are incredulous and so insulting to women. Number one.
I love it. I love it. She is lighting her tail up. As she's answering the questions, she's insulting her for trying to insult her intelligence. Yes, yes, we got him on the run, y'all. It's MAGA country now.
It was just announced yesterday. And before I make a comment on any company's position or firing their employees, I'm going to get all the facts and understand what's really going on.
Yeah, dummy.
So I don't shoot from the hip prematurely. It's just like when the monkeys were released 2 weeks ago by Alpha Genesis Lab, again in my district. I had a meeting with the CEO before I commented publicly. It's really, I think, important to be deliberative when it comes to people who are going to lose their jobs. It's important to get the facts before commenting on something prematurely. I think my voters and my constituents deserve that. I will tell you, no one will work harder than I will for South Carolina. I have brought tens of millions of dollars in resources to my district because people need them, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's women's issues, whether it's cybersecurity. I sit on the Oversight Committee, work on a lot of cybersecurity issues. I have worked diligently 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and nothing some left-wing journalist like you can say will stop me from working hard for the people of South Carolina.
Oh my goodness. Now see how she answered that question and at the end gave her black eye on the way out? Yeah, see, because she could have bypassed that butt whooping. She could have bypassed it if she would have opened up asking about this, the South Carolina jobs. She could have bypassed it. She could have opened up with Boeing. But no, what did she do? The real goal was to attack her for the transgender policy or whatever. That was the real goal. Yeah, but she tried to use the Boeing layoffs as, a way to make her look bad, like her priorities are off. And Nancy is not letting it go. She's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and answer that question, which should have been the first question. Instead, you try to open up with some mess about transgender policies. But I'm going to answer that question, but don't think that I forgot what you're really up to. See, it ain't about Boeing. You're just using that to try to make me look at you. You're focused on everything else except for, even though I just heard about this yesterday, I guess you want me to go ahead and respond. So now she gave her the answer and a black eye.
Congresswoman, looking ahead at this bathroom resolution, have you received any commitment from Speaker Johnson that the resolution will receive a vote?
And look at you, right back to bathrooms. You want to talk about policy. So,
man, they got it bad. When you are a Democrat prostitute, man, you think they're going to let you go ahead and dictate the terms? Nah, man. You go out there and you do what I told you. Okay? Look here, woman. Get out there and do what I said. You understand me, baby? So now, she went ahead and pretended that she wanted to know about the jobs at Boeing. And then, of course, the pimps got back her. I didn't get you. I didn't see you out on those streets to be talking about some Boeing, baby. You better go ahead and bring up the transgender policies again. You understand that? You dig what I'm laying down? So now here she is, sitting back like, okay. Getting back to the transgender policies.
So yes, on Monday I spoke to the speaker.
Well, we're just trying to figure out what's going to happen.
And he said that, no, you want to criticize me for this bill and say that's the only thing I can focus on, and yet that's the only thing you can focus on in your interview. Stop being a hypocrite. Speaker Mike Johnson promised that it would be in the House Rules package. If it is not, to have an amendment, the Fourth Amendment, to ensure that women on the Hill are protected. And if that's not successful, I will force a vote through a privileged motion. I want to force my colleagues to put their policy on the record. Do women have rights or do they not? There you go. And that's what you need to do. Somebody says she look like Jay Leno. Yeah, the camera's not doing her any good. Their lighting or something. These cameras try to make you look better, smooth over stuff, and then sometimes it's make you look crazy. But see,
That's how you handle the fake news. So the fake news is on the run, but the Democrats are on the run as well because we're winning. See, this transgender issue, we're winning against it.
Okay, well, we will be on the lookout for that. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate the conversation.
Thank you. Thanks for making my point.
Oh,
so what, Shane?
She gave her one more. Now, if you don't think that we're winning on these woke issues, listen to this guy.
Changed my level of thinking. Me not thinking that the police are above me and white men are above me. And I'm all good about like, yo, we can learn about history and all that stuff, but don't tell me or don't try to put it in a way that it's like our country is racist. Our kids are important, guys.
We're sick of that.
And if we're not teaching them well, if we're not teaching them about credit, if we're not teaching them about how to get a home eventually, and we're always talking about racism, you know, trans and gays. Like I said, I'm all good. Like, you do what you do. Just don't force it on people.
I'm loving it. See, that's why they lost. See, that young man right there could have been on their squad. But because all they do is talk about racism, you're a victim, are you a person of color? Good. You know you'll never be anything? Did you know that? No. There's an invisible, systemic, racist white man out there stopping you from succeeding. So you're not angry enough. We need more anger. Okay. No, don't try to succeed. You'll just fail. And I'm here as the white liberal or the black gatekeeper to let you know more anger. We need more anger, more victimization. Okay. And you know, if you really get mad, why don't you go ahead and break into a couple stores and loot a little bit, burn down some stuff with BLM and all that stuff. Don't worry about it. We'll bail you out, cash, no cash bail and all that stuff. Might even go ahead and bring a pallet of bricks in the neighborhood because you're mad. You're mad because you're black. Okay, you're a victim. A pallet of bricks and say, hey, I'm just going to turn around. Whatever happens with those bricks just happens. Just saying. So it's not working no more. We got them on the run because it's MAGA country. What else? What else we winning with? DEI losing?
Okay, Ms. Crockett.
Not Crockett.
So many of you know that I practice law, but some of you don't realize that I actually was a business major out of Rhodes College in Memphis, Tennessee. And the emphasis that I got in my business degree was on finance.
Now you notice? She ain't learned with them eyelashes. Here she is, them eyelashes is touching the lens in those glasses. Yeah, sitting there like, you know what, mini out there. So now here she is with the long eyelashes with the glasses on. I'm surprised they're not pressed up against the glasses, bending backwards. But now she's giving her credentials, y'all. Now, as she's giving her credentials, what she's doing is letting everybody know that she's a DEI hire. Because this hearing is about getting rid of DEI in Congress.
And as I traveled the country campaigning this election cycle, one of the things that I talked about was this idea that in finance, we always promote this idea of diversity. If you know anything about a portfolio, the one thing that you want to do is make sure that it's as diverse as possible, because at times certain stocks will perform better than others, and they will exemplify various strengths and weaknesses. And together, a diverse portfolio is usually what any good finance person would promote. They would.
Now she thinks she's laying it down. She's like, I'm about to give y'all an analogy that's gonna rock your world. Rock your world, no you did. So let's see.
Wouldn't promote that you solely invest in vanilla wafers, believing that that is going to be the strongest portfolio, but instead they may want to add some chocolate cake and some Twinkies into the mix to make sure that we have the best portfolio, because there will be different preferences by different people, and again, there will be different strengths, but you can...
Now see. Now this is exactly why folks like this end up in Congress. D to the E to the I. See, you're proving our point. You're bringing up wafers and Twinkies and chocolate chips and Oreos and stuff like that in that portfolio. Now, what you're not explaining, though, is do you go ahead and, invest in stuff that isn't any good just because you feel like that they're not getting enough investors over there? Here I am. I'm investing in beef jerky, but dang on it, look at that. Those Ruffled potato chips. They seem to be a little behind. Not enough people are investing in Ruffles. And just because I want Ruffles to feel included and inclusive, I'm going to go ahead, take my money, and put it on those Ruffles. There you go. I know they're not performing up front. I know they're not performing as well. I know they're a little bit behind. I know the market is down. I know they're not really selling. But just because I feel like, that these Ruffles deserve the same chance as my beef jerky, I'm going to take my money and invest in Ruffles. Then when the Ruffles go belly up, then what? I'm sitting there going, man, I knew the Ruffles was on their way out in the first place. So you take a Kamala Harris. She was the Ruffles. Now, I'm not saying Ruffles are nasty. I like Ruffles. But I'm just giving you an analogy, to combat her stupid analogy. Yeah, she was the Ruffles. Now here they are. They're like, we already know that, that the Ruffles are a little shaky. But hey, why not take the chance? And you see what happened, didn't you? So now here she is trying to make a comparison that don't make sense. But hey,
consistently said over and over the word oppression, and every time that you said it, it was almost as if I was hearing nails on a chalkboard, because it seems like you don't understand the definition of oppression, and I'd ask you to just refer to Google to help you out. Oppression is the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. That is the definition of oppression. And so as I see,
and I'm sure only black people felt that. We're the only ones that knows about oppression. In fact, it's their mission to make every black American or every minority feel as if they're oppressed. So now, even when you're not oppressed, you get people like Sonny the Dummy, who you all saw during my live stream yesterday, talk about how, racism and sexism is still alive and it's impacted her life, as she gave a tour of her mansion with her $7 million salary or whatever, how much she's making. But she's oppressed. She's oppressed. See, so there is real oppression. Then there's the delusion of oppression. Like LeBron James, every day. Black men are being hunted down by the cops and killed every day. Every single day. So now, here she is talking about oppression in Congress.
sit here as a black woman who practiced civil rights, let me tell you the reason that my colleagues wanted to make sure you understood the same black history that your side of the aisle wants to delete out of classrooms is because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country.
And that's exactly why you're in Congress right now. D to the E to the I. Yeah, based on that stupidity right there. Yeah, that's why. So this black woman wants to keep pushing ideology in the schools to make black kids and other minorities feel as if they're oppressed. Now, how can you ever escape that mentally when you got leaders out here telling everybody you're oppressed? You got a right to be mad. Yeah. How do you mend relationships? How do you create cohesiveness? How do you create camaraderie? How do you build a country where we're united when you're sitting back pushing all this crap about oppression in the schools, not because it's really a part of history, but because it's a part of your Marxist conflict theory that you're hoping will manifest itself in society and will benefit the Democrat Party. Now that's an assessment for you, toots. So let's finish hearing the DEI hire talk about oppression.
You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression.
That is oppression. So wait a minute. Which white men pulled up in Africa, jumped out the boats, went all the way up into the inland and just started snatching Africans? Or was it other Africans that snatched those Africans and drugged them down to the shipyard and sold them into oppression and all that stuff? But here's the real thing. How long must we deal with this? So, I mean, what's the end game with slavery? You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you know any slaves? Have you met one, eyelashes? See, that's the question. Have you met one? Were you a slave? Do you know anybody in your family who was a slave? So here she is somehow bringing up history and pretending that these things aren't taught in schools. But the real thing is, how are they being taught? What's the motive of teaching it? Are you teaching it because it's a part of American history? Or are you teaching it because you want to push an ideology and an indoctrination? That's the real question, toots. Here it is.
Don't let it escape you.
Well, you know what? We didn't ask to be a goat. You're no longer under oppression. You weren't brought here on that boat. Eyelashes. You weren't brought here on the boat. Hey, you might have been born here in the U.S. and somehow managed to make it all the way into Congress. However, it doesn't appear that you're trying to escape. I wonder, during all that oppression during slavery, if those African slaves would have had a chance to get back on that boat and go back to Africa, I wonder if they'd have sat around whining about oppression. I wonder if they said, nah, we're just going to stick around, whine, complain about racism and sex. But you know, there is a boat right there. We can get on the boat and go back to Africa. Nah, I'm cool. Going to sit around here and whine, complain about oppression. They would have got on that boat and been out of here. First thing smoking. You saw smoke on the ocean. That's how fast they'd have been gone. But for some reason, she's sticking around throughout all this oppression she never actually went through. But she wants everybody else to feel it, though.
That it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle.
See?
That y'all are the ones being oppressed.
See? This is why they lose. People are sick of this crap. This reverse racism crap. Nobody wants to hear that. See, they're not getting it. They're not getting it, but they're going to get it. And I hope they continue down this line. Even though it's losing, even though we're winning. It burns me up, man. See, so here she is, dividing us by race, wanting to continue pushing DEI, wanting to continue pushing all these divisions and all of this stuff in schools. And then, of course, what does she do? Use racism. People like this embarrass black people, man. They embarrass me. I mean, I cannot stand to hear them get up there and do this. White men like you can't tell us nothing.
That y'all are the ones that are being harmed. That's not the definition of oppression. You tell me the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment that you've had, and we can have a conversation.
You could start with Exodus.
The reality is that when it comes to financial performance, companies with more diverse workforces are more likely to outperform their competitors. Companies in the top quartile for racial diversity are 35% more likely to outperform their peers on profitability. Companies with diverse executive teams are 25% more likely to generate greater profits. Diverse companies earn 2.5 times higher cash flow per employee. Diversity works.
No, it doesn't. Not if it's done for diversity's sake. Not if it's done so you can say, look at this. We're the NFL football team, but we have a midget on our team. Well, what does the midget do? Is he a field goal kicker? No. Okay. Is he strong enough to get on the offensive line? No. Well, midgets normally can't play quarterback or running back. But we do have a midget on our team. We're diverse for nothing. See, so here she is talking about diversity works. Well, look at this administration currently. They were very diverse. They had Pennywise the clown. They have the penguin on their squad. They got all that diversity. And they're raggedy. They got Black Gay Drop up there who they couldn't fire. They couldn't fire because she's the first black gay woman who is the press secretary. Then you have Chameleon Cackling, Harris. She was diverse, but stupid, dumb as a box of rocks. But look at that. Don't worry about it, though. They had the first black female, the vice president for nothing. But they were diverse. They got the first gay transportation secretary for nothing. But he's diverse as he feeds his baby with a fake boob while the supply chain collapses. But diverse. They're diverse. Just so we can say we're diverse. So here she is using stupid analogies.
And until you can show me data that says otherwise.
Yeah, the Biden administration.
I think that we need to go back to being a country that listens to experts, because as I'm sitting here and there seemed to be this question of you're either diverse or you're qualified, all I could think about was the fact that I currently hold an honorary doctorate. I also hold a Juris Doctorate. I also hold...
Now you hear that? Now she's talking, this is how dumb this DEI hire is. Since you're talking about if you're qualified, I hold an honorary doctorate. Is that a real one? Did you go to school for that one? Does that make you, a real doctor? They just straight up said, you know what, we like you a lot. You came here and you spoke at this event, so we're going to give you an honorary doctorate. Can you go ahead and get hired with that? I'm sitting in a meeting. So thank you for coming into the electrical engineering firm. So I'm looking at your resume. It doesn't seem that you have a degree in electrical engineering. It just says you have an honorary doctorate in electrical engineering because you went and gave a speech there. Yes, that is correct. So when can I start? Yeah, you got to actually know stuff, but it's an honorary doctorate. I mean, come on. I mean, the people loved me, huh? Right? See, so here she is.
A bachelor's. I also technically hold the rank of lieutenant colonel in the Civil Air Patrol, and I actually practiced law for almost 2 decades, in addition to serving on various boards, in addition to being a prior state lawmaker.
And you're still dumb. That's the funny part about it. All of that and all you could muster up is racism and stuff like that. All of that education, and you can't present well thought out arguments and policies. You always divert back to racism. That's your one trick pony. So don't be coming at me talking about I got all this knowledge and stuff, but every argument, so it all defaults back to racism, injustice.
And there are those that would make some people believe that because I happen to be black and or a woman,
here it is,
that somehow, even though I can rattle off all the qualifications in the world, my blackness makes me unqualified.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Here's another one from Ohio, unfortunately. Another one. This sounds stupid. This is they're making our point. This is why we need to get rid of it. That's why diversity, equity, and inclusion is on the run. That's why we're winning.
Programs only exist to band-aid over decades, hell, centuries of discrimination against people's skin color, their religion, disabilities, gender, or sexual orientations, you name it. Contrary to Republican conjecture, remedying past discrimination is not, in turn, a discrimination.
Do that thing, girl.
And we're not going to sit here and pretend racism is over just because one black person on the Supreme Court agreed that it should be.
But first of all, you better pump your brakes, you little Pop-Tart. Yeah, the man you're referring to is a national treasure, okay? But secondly, nobody's saying racism is gone. This is the argument they always try to say. So you saying ain't no racism in the world? Racism don't exist? No, nobody's saying that, you dummy. Yeah, we're saying not on the scale that you guys are trying to say it does. Yeah, when you guys are using this mess as a political tool and weapon, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, we weren't talking about this mess during the 80s and the 90s, but for some reason, after Obama got in, racism came back with him. How'd that happen? How'd that happen?
What DEI does not do is give some kind of magical pass to better jobs, like some of our colleagues are implying.
I just want a point of clarification here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are addressing, this bill is being proposed to address reverse racism, yet we're not willing to acknowledge racism.
See the double truck? She thinks she's smart. This bill is supposed to be addressing reverse racism, but we're not addressing racism. We're not acknowledging racism. So do we counter racism with reverse racism? Dummy, who thinks she's smart, thinks she's clever. So that's how we combat racism, y'all. With more racism. Like Kendi Abraham X -3 ; with those dirty braids talking about some, if you think you're not racist, therefore you are racist. And the only way we can combat racism is with more racism. More oppression should be fought with oppression. And this and this and that. So now, the race hustlers are trying to have this circular argument going here. So you can't talk about reverse racism if you're not mad and on board with our level of racism that we're projecting into society. So now, you find me, 1 or 2 racists. Yeah, okay. But according to them, racism is everywhere. Where at? Show me where. Oh, right there. It's a systemic. Where at? Show me the companies. Let's go get the companies that got the systemic racism going on. Well, this is undetectable, but it just shows up and stuff like that. Could it be y'all creating a boogeyman? Could it be that? Could it be y'all are looking for racism? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to 9 o'clock, then I'm done. Yeah, could it be that? And now all of a sudden you want us to back up off of your obvious DEI/reverse racism. You want us to back up off of this and let y'all go ahead and continue. White man this, white man that, white women shouldn't be, and white men and all of that. You want us to back up off of that because we're not what? As mad and activist as you guys are when it comes down to this mysterious, overwhelming amount of racism in our society? And because we're not mad for nothing? It's fascinating to me. Yeah, I would love to follow them around and see how many racist encounters they have throughout their day. Yeah, this woman, she should be like, whoa, I'm barely able to get out of the Capitol today. There's a whole bunch of white supremacists out there waiting on me.
What just a point? What are you doing here?
See,
I'm asking for clarification. If the bill that the amendment that Mr. Presley is proposing suggests that we just simply acknowledge that racism exists and the fundamental.
This is why DEI hires Democrats. Like, all right, you're a Democrat, you're black, you're angry, you're willing to tell your people to be black and angry? Good. Let's go ahead and support her. We want her to run. She'll be black and angry. There we go. That's all we need. Black, angry, liberal women and black, angry, softcore men so they can keep their people in check. Forget the qualifications. Forget the intelligence. Forget all of that. They're the perfect example why we need to get rid of DEI, and that's why it's on the run. Let's continue.
Point of your legislation is to deal with reverse racism.
Miss Brown from Ohio, I think she's from Ohio.
Then I should ask you, what are we doing here?
Oh, God. What a stupid.
I would assume you were asking Ms. Presley the question.
No, I'm asking you.
He's like, what do you
want to ask Ms. Presley the question?
Well, maybe I should ask the author of this legislation, Mr. Cloud.
See?
Yes, ma'am, I apologize. I was reading.
Look, he said, I apologize. I was reading. In other words, I trailed off while you were saying stupid stuff. Like, what is she talking about? Murmuring about racism, reverse racism, and slavery. Anyway, so let's see. Ooh, wow. They got a hand lotion out. Man, my hands get ashy. What? What's the quote? Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading. He was reading during her deep intellectual philosophical statement.
Okay. Just trying to get clarity here. If we cannot agree that racism exists, but this legislation you're proposing is to deal with reverse racism, why are we here?
I think you answered the question in your question.
Thank you. See, this is they embarrass themselves on their own. They embarrass themselves on their own. You stick them in there for one purpose only, to be the angry black person in the Democrat Party, to shut up all the white people who have a problem with it. And then they end up embarrassing themselves, thinking they deep. You know what? Why are we here to fight against reverse racism when you're not willing to acknowledge racism exists? Nobody's saying racism doesn't exist. But you guys are using reverse racism for political reasons. Yeah. But guys, we're still winning.
We have discussed that over and over. There's been no denouncement or statement that racism doesn't exist.
No statement that racism doesn't exist. But here you thinking you got them with a gotcha. All right, we're running out of time, y'all. We got 8 minutes left. All right, here we go. What else we winning on? My favorite. We're winning on immigration, y'all. Let's check this out.
Only been 2 weeks since Trump's landslide victory, and migrants are deporting themselves. Locals say the Haitians who settled in Springfield, Ohio, have already started shipping out. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a mass exodus after Trump confirmed he'll use the military to carry out mass deportations. People take Trump at his word. He's saying we can do this the easy way or we're going to do this the hard way.
However you want
it. Know the jig's up.
However do you want it? However do you need it? Either way, you got to go.
If borders are Kamala projected the same kind of strength, we wouldn't have a bloodthirsty gang infiltrating 15 states and counting.
Wow. Look at that, y'all. We imported gang members in all of those states. Huh? You think the Democrats are going to go in there into those nest of gangs and get them out? Nope. It's going to be ICE. It's going to be American law enforcement that have to put their lives in danger to go and get these folks out that should have never been in the country.
Instead, her legacy is going to be supporting sanctuary cities that protect tens of thousands of criminal illegals from deportation and letting the cartels man the border.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, cartels run our border. Did you know that? Somebody said, you're stopping at 9, Kevin. It's only, I think they said 7 in Arizona. That's funny. It's 7 p.m. in Arizona. And here I'm talking about I'm stopping at 9. It was almost 9 o'clock here. Wow, you way behind. All right, so wait. So here he is. Jesse right here is talking about our border czar who let us all down.
Here's a witness from today's House DHS hearing.
Yeah, let's hear
A local resident whose property straddles the border told me about the screams of women and children he hears. I found discarded clothing, personal belongings, and chilling evidence of brutal assaults.
Oh my.
All under the control of ruthless cartels like the Jalisco New Generation cartel. No one passes through without their approval.
Now that's a concern, considering it's our border. There you go. Excuse me. I want to get in. Why are you standing in my doorway? Because we run your house now. We run this house. No, this is my house. Yeah, well, you got to pay us to get in. What are you talking about? Get out the way. Nope. We run your house right now. Okay, you got to pay to get in or out. You understand that? That's how they're treating our border. Now they can only do it if Mucus allowed them to do it. That's why when they get out there talking about, we are taking it to the cartel, and Kamala Harris is out there talking about, I'm the only one on this stage that prosecuted the yeah, while the cartel is, you know what? Hey, hola, Mucus. Hey, ¿qué pasa? Hey, listen, Mucus. We're watching you and Chameleon on TV. You're hilarious. We just saw Chameleon say, don't come. She's killing us, man. She's killing us. Listen, we got lots of immigrants coming and some fentanyl too. Okay, Mucus? Okay, man. God bless you. Adios, Mucus. Kiss a creepy sleepy on the forehead for us, okay? Yeah, there you go. That's what's happening. So here they are running our border, y'all, but not for long, because the hammer's coming.
Among the discarded items, I found IDs, many belonging to children.
The same children they're whining about getting separated from their parents? Those children? No, it's the kids, yo.
Some real, others forged or burned. One was the passport of a 5-year-old Colombian girl. A haunting reminder of the dangers these children face.
But you think the Democrats care about that? See, they don't care about the kids in that situation. But let us go into these, communities where they done shoveled all of these illegal immigrants in and start escorting these people out. And you know what they're going to do? They're ripping the kids out of there from their parents and stuff. Ripping.
Democrats on the committee chose to attack the witness rather than fix the problem. That's their MO. One California Democrat's falsely claiming that Trump is deporting doctors.
The mass deportations are going to have a negative impact on the U.S. economy. But it's also about
See? On the U.S. economy. So what you're doing, you're admitting that these people are here working illegally. You're not talking about the negative impact it has on American citizens' economic situation. No? Yeah.
lives and family and people who've been contributing to this country for years and decades. These are our neighbors. These are our friends. Some of these people are doctors and are nurses.
Hola, just got here to America. I don't have any education, but I don't want to be picking bananas and working on a farm. I was thinking maybe I can go ahead and become a doctor. Okay. So Joe Biden offering CUNY College. Maybe I can go to CUNY College.
Well, sir, you have to become an American citizen to become a doctor.
No, according to this pamphlet, Mucus, he said all I have to do is say my preferred occupation is a doctor. And I get an honorary doctor certificate and I can work in the hospital.
Yeah, knowing the Democrats, they would do something stupid like that. Unreal.
All right, Trump's not deporting your doctor unless he's in MS-13.
Bam, Jesse. But wait a minute. We're winning on our MAGA picks too, y'all. Oh, we got 2 minutes. I can't go without getting a chuckle about this right here. So now, y'all know, they all upset about RFK. Going to be over health and all that stuff. So let's see what they got to say about that. We're winning.
And of course it's a bargaining chip. We can't sell a Ford or GM in Europe.
He's going to be over there fighting.
You can't sell a Ford or GM. Why? There's 100% tariffs. How about in Japan? 100% tariffs. So do you think if we said, we're going to tariff you the way you tariff us, do you think they're going to allow Mercedes and all these Japanese companies and Porsches and BMWs to all of a sudden have 100% tariffs in America?
No, they're not. Man, you know what? You're talking like a man with common sense. This is blowing my mind. Trump's hiring all of these crazy white nationalist extremists with common sense. So we allow everybody to abuse us. We get the banana in the tailpipe, huh? Yeah. You shut your mouths. We'll sell back to you guys, and don't be charging us, as we send all our products in. But we don't want your stuff. We don't want your raggedy Fords and your raggedy Chevys and all that stuff. We don't want your muscle cars over here.
All right, we are in Europe. We drive the Volvo, and we drive the.
So now we got to go ahead and take the hit, right? All of our workers and all of our products. Well, it sounds like we got somebody here that is using common sense.
Of course not. They're going to come and negotiate, and their tariffs are going to come down. And finally, Ford and General Motors are going to be able to sell in these places.
How's that sound?
Well, of course they're going to come down. Of course. This is just negotiating.
It absolutely makes sense. If you do it strategically, if it's across the board, it creates a real problem. And the question is whether you believe the president is going to do it strategically or across the board. He keeps saying it across the board.
Well, when you're running for office, you make broad statements so people understand you.
Right. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, Trump know what he's doing. This guy right here is brilliant. I mean, and the guy over there is playing stupid. Now, he saw what Trump did the first time. Do you think Trump's going to get in there and start gunslinging it? Huh? He knows how to negotiate. The art of the deal, man.
Okay, tariffs are an amazing tool by the president to use. They're an amazing tool, but he understands, don't tariff stuff we don't make, right? If we don't make it and you want to buy it, I don't want to put the price up there. It's pointless, but use tariffs to build in America. If we want to make it in America, tariff it, or if we're competing with a tariff it. But you got to remember, we need to protect the American worker. Finally, someone's going to protect the American worker, and Donald Trump is here to protect the American worker.
All we do is win, win, win. So now, just like they swarping down Trump's over-the-top rhetoric with Little Rocket Man was going to result in World War III and a nuclear war. And all it did was got him to the place that he wanted to get to. Start off over the top, heavy rhetoric, and then where you come down to is right where you want him. So Little Rocket Man, you better stop playing around. We're going to blow you off the map. You understand that? Now, either you're going to remain as Little Rocket Man or we're going to now be able to address you as Kim Jong-un, okay? Because now you got some common sense. I don't have to call you Little Rocket Man anymore. Same thing with the tariffs. But look, guys, here's the guys. They got a problem, though, with RFK.
He has chosen anti-vax nepo maniac Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Oh, well, look at that.
I know, that sounds insane, but we should all keep an open mind, because that's how the worm gets in. Because they're still wearing masks.
Well, look at that. Look at his audience right there. Yeah, and they're talking about RFK and it's the extreme, the anti-vaxxer. Look at all of those sheep in that audience. Are they laughing or are they going bah? Look at them.
So RFK Jr. is now in charge of our health.
Good.
Exactly what everyone voted for.
No, what we need to work on is why your ears are uneven. Every time I look at that guy, I got a problem with that. Sitting there like, man, there's some reason I want to shape those up, pull them up here. Why is one way down here? But guys, this guy's talking about RFK and his vaccination policies. And look what this guy did. Prostitute himself. Vaccine. Uh-oh. Look at RFK. Well, I don't know. I'd probably rather take my health recommendations from that guy who's about 60-something doing push-ups with no shirt on outside versus...
That's a good boy.
Hello, I'm Dr. Rachel Levine.
Holy moly. Oh, wait a minute. This person right here is over the health. This is the experienced diversity hire. Yes, this person right here. We got to get this stuff out of government immediately. You're talking about diversity, DE to the I. And they're pushing transgender ideology. Now, this person who's supposed to be over our health and wellness and stuff seems to, like I said earlier, be extremely focused on one thing. And that is why I say when I see people who can't make a rational, assessment of what they are, that means I'm concerned about every decision that you make. If you can't get the basics right, and you've gone so far to think you are a full-blown woman and you're not, now your whole identity revolves around that. And I got a good feeling it manifests itself in your policies. And if you don't believe me, let's listen to this person who we're supposed to trust with our health.
An openly transgender woman, I would like to highlight the importance of diversity. Diversity should be welcomed and actually celebrated.
Have you ever gotten healthy from diversity? All right, Doc, here I am. I got a growth on my back. I got gangrene in my foot. I can't feel my arms. I got numbness on the side of my face. Well, here's some diversity. There you go. Go ahead and take a dose of diversity, and that should take care of it. What? Yes, diversity. We heal here on diversity. Y'all hear that? Diversity, y'all.
Happy Pride Month, and actually, let's declare it a summer of pride. At Health and Human Services, we're focusing on health equity.
Human Services, we're focused on health equity. Now, would you trust this person with your health? But RFK, he's way out there. He's an extremist. We wouldn't want to trust the guy who was doing push-ups at like 60-something with our health, would we?
We are working, for example, on the impacts of climate change on health. When it comes to making sure kids are healthy and happy.
Kids are healthy?
I know how important...
Wait a minute. I know how important eating carrots and lettuce and stuff like that is. You would think that's what he's about to say. But instead, this is how you keep kids healthy.
Important care that affirmed someone's true identity can be gender.
I don't want to hear it from anybody talking about RFK. This guy's not qualified. He doesn't know what he's And if any Republican shoots him down, they deserve a kick out of Congress. This man right here is talking about, you want to talk about the real care for kids? Yeah, it's not what they eat. This right here is important.
Of climate change on health. When it comes to making sure kids are healthy, happy, I know how important care that affirmed someone's true identity can be. Gender-affirming care is life-saving, medically necessary.
Can you believe that, razzmatazz? But yet they talking about RFK. This man ain't talked about any real health issues at all. It's all wrapped up in what? His identity. Yeah, his whole purpose is pushing his agenda. I ain't hearing nothing about real women, real, kids with, it's everything's, transgender and pride and diversity and stuff like that. But yet, it's RFK.
Appropriate and a critical tool for healthcare.
Breaking tonight, a lot happening.
Boy, unbelievable. Guys, I'm gonna have to stop right there. I'm already 7 minutes over my time. But we'll get back to this maybe sometime this weekend, or if not, definitely on Monday. So y'all hear that? I mean, these people got some nerve. When you look at the picks that the Biden administration had under diversity and equity and inclusion, they sucked. And it showed up in the administration and where we are right now. That's why we won. Yeah, that's why we're winning. All we do is win, win, win. So I cannot wait until somebody go and kick the penguin out of that position. I want to see the penguin gone. Pennywise is already gone. But all of them. I want to see them all bounced up out of there, man. Talking about something that this is how you keep kids, safe right here by gender-affirming care to cut off their genitals at 9 years old and then have them go through depression and regret once they hit teens. And who knows what it might lead to. It should lead to a kick in the butt for people like that pushing this garbage. So enough of this mess. RFK is dangerous. He doesn't know anything about health. Anyway, God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Share my videos. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Somebody said, Kevin on tour next year. I wish. I'm telling y'all, put together a tour for me and I'll be there. You create the venue. I'll show up. Give a show you ain't never seen before. That's right. All of my characters that come with me. Nasty Pelosi. I'll give y'all a little bit of that. Creepy, sleepy. You get it all. Put together the tour. I'm on my way. Anyway, thanks for kicking it. I think that might be it. Support the channel through my Cash App, PayPal. Links are below. And also, don't forget, if you want to check out Kevin's Corner Store, you can do that. And I think that might be a wrap. Let me see if I can time this up real good. Right about there. I think that's good. All right, so God bless y'all. God bless America. We'll see y'all next time. All City, MAGA Country. I know you see the apes. I know you see the women tear up the place. Yeah. Take care.